1. The Man Who Invented School for Everyone, 1837, Massachusetts. Before this, school was for families who could pay. Horace Mann, a lawyer turned reformer, became the first secretary of the Massachusetts Board of Education in 1837 and built what he called common schools, tax-funded, non-religious, open to all children. People called him the father of the American public school system because he argued education wasn't a luxury, it was how a democracy survives. His idea spread: train teachers, standardize curriculum, make school free. It started in the Northeast and became the model for the whole country. It was also imperfect. His first system served white children. Black children weren't included in Massachusetts until 1855. But the core idea stuck: school belongs to the public. 2. The court case that said separate can never be equal, 1954. For almost 60 years, the law said black and white kids could have separate but equal schools. They were never equal. In Brown vs. Board of Education, the Supreme Court, with NAACP lawyer Thurgood Marshall arguing, ruled in 1954 that segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. It didn't magically integrate schools, it just gave families the legal weapon to try. That ruling is why the next two stories could even happen. 3. The 9 teenagers who needed soldiers to go to class, 1957, Little Rock. 3 years after Brown, Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, was still all white. 9 black students, later known as the Little Rock Nine, enrolled. On their first day, Governor Orval Forbes blocked them with the National Guard. A screaming white mob surrounded the school. For weeks they couldn't get in. The images went worldwide. Finally, President Dwight D. Eisenhower federalized the Guard and sent the 101st Airborne Division to escort 9 15- and 16-year-olds to their lockers. They became the first black students to attend Central High, enduring threats inside the building every day. Their walk up those steps turned a court decision into a fact. The federal government would, at least sometimes, force a local school to obey. 4. The 6-year-old who went to school alone, 1960, New Orleans. 3 years later, it was a first grader's turn. Ruby Bridges was 6 when a federal judge ordered New Orleans to desegregate. On November 14, 1960, she became the first black child to integrate an all-white elementary school in the South. U.S. Marshals had to walk her past crowds shouting slurs into William Frye Elementary. White parents pulled their kids out. For a whole year, Ruby sat in a classroom with just one teacher, doing lessons alone while protesters banged outside. Norman Rockwell painted her later: tiny girl, white dress, Marshall's legs around her. That image taught America what integration actually looked like. Not a policy, but a child. 5. The shooting that changed what school feels like, 1999, Columbine. On April 20, 1999, 2 seniors at Columbine High School in Colorado killed 12 fellow students and a teacher before killing themselves. It was the deadliest K-12 school shooting in U.S. history until 2012. Columbine didn't start school shootings, but it created the template schools still live with. Afterward, districts locked doors, required visitor sign-ins, ran active shooter drills, and hired police officers for hallways. Researchers call it the Columbine effect. The massacre led to significant changes in school safety and inspired copycat crimes for decades. For a generation of American kids, school stopped being just the place you learn algebra. It became the place you practice hiding quietly in a closet. Ruby Bridges.